How many discounts does USAA Auto Insurance offer? Too many to say here. Multi-vehicle discount, safe driver discount, new vehicle discount, storage discount, legacy.
How many discounts will you stack up? Visit USAA.com/auto discounts. Restrictions apply.
Talk about stepping up. Bang! Bang! It's time to level up your game. Introducing the all-new ESPN app. All of ESPN, all in one place. Your home for the most live sports and the best championship moments.
The electricity is palpable.
Step up your game with no annual contract required. It's the ultimate fan experience. Level up for more on the ESPN app or at stream.espn.com. Sign up now.
Wait, are you too cool? Oh, if you two are cool, then maybe you should get a phone line in her name since you're cool.
That's exactly how it went.
Oh, it is exactly how it went?
Exactly how it went.
Okay, it's like I've been here before.
This is the plaintiff, Chantel Shakes. She says she put a phone in her name for the defendant because she's a nice person and she wanted to help someone out in their time of need. The woman paid the first bill but never paid a dime after that. She also stopped taking her calls and her texts. And now things are really turning nasty between them. The defendant even called her job and tried to get her fired. Bottom line, she needs the judge's help now more than ever and is suing for the $4,192.23 she's owed. This is the defendant, Nellie. She says the plaintiff was not paying her share of the bill. Every time she went to the phone store to make a payment, the guy told her the balance was still over $700. The plaintiff ended up cutting off her line, and that's when she stopped talking to her. The woman's as spiteful as they come. She's harassing her mercilessly, and she thinks the judge will rule in her favor and the plaintiff will leave with nothing. She's accused of not phoning a friend. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $5,000 for phone accessories and harassment.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Milian in our forum, the People's Court.
Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome,
Chantel Shakes?
Yes.
You are suing Nellie, you've asked to be referred to only by the name Nellie, for $4,192.23. $692.23 of it, an amount that you say she owes you on the phone bill, $1,000 for defamation, $1,000 for trying to get you fired, and $1,500 for having you falsely arrested. You have a counterclaim against her for $240 for the cost of phone and accessories that she reported as stolen, so you can't use them now, and $4,760, I guess, to bring you to the $5,000 maximum for harassment. Okay, what's going on?
Her daughter and my daughter goes to the same school. They're in the same class. That's how.
That's gonna be awkward for them.
That's how we met each other. We started hanging around. You know, we was like going to the mall and stuff like that. 2 days before my birthday, which is November 17th, I bought me a phone. We was on Jimmick Avenue, and I passed the Sprint store. We went in the phone store. I bought me a Galaxy 3. Within 2 days after, we came back because I was able to get 2 more lines under my account.
So no reason to waste that. Let's make sure we just spread it around and get it and be responsible for other people's payments.
So I put 2 lines in my name, which was a cell phone and a house phone for her.
For her?
Yes. The agreement was.
But why? Whose idea was that?
The rep in the store suggested the idea.
Oh, sure, because he gets paid by how many accounts he signs up.
Yeah, so.
What could go wrong? Wait, are you too cool? Oh, if you two are cool, then maybe you should get a phone line in her name since you're cool.
That's exactly how it went.
Oh, it is exactly how it went?
That's exactly how it went.
Okay,
it's like I've been here before.
The agreement was she paid.
And she's supposed to pay it, and according to you, did she pay it?
The first month, which she did give me $200 for the first month. After that, she stopped calling me, I stopped calling her, but it was nothing if she still paid the bill. I never turned the phone off.
Why did you two have a falling out?
Because it was people in the school, individuals in the school, they were saying he say, she say stuff.
Do you understand that's not an answer? Why did you two have a falling out?
We had a falling out because there was some discussions and stuff that was going on in the school, and Chantel was involved in the discussions that was going on. So when Chantel called me to let me know that people was talking about me in the school, she told me everything that everybody else said, but she neglected to tell me what she said. So once I got the total story, and then I called her, because at that time she was calling me to figure out what was going on, but I already heard the rest of the gist of it. I called her and I asked her, well, you telling me everything everybody else said, what did you say to defend me as your friend? No. She said nothing. She actually continued in the conversation.
We're just talking about gossip?
Huh?
We're talking about gossip?
Yeah, we're talking about gossip.
Just
about
a bunch of parents
in the school sitting around talking, and she overheard some things that was said about me.
So you got mad at her over something like that. All right, and then what happened?
After that, I left the situation alone. We stopped talking, whatever it was.
Did she pay any payments after that?
No. I called her, texted her, she didn't answer. One day I saw her at on a bus stop. I came up to her, I said, Nellie, what's going on with the bill? Are you gonna pay it? I said, you're a grown lady. I don't feel like I should pay for your usage, which in the beginning you said that you would pay the bill. She said, oh, my daughter has to use the bathroom. She ran in Dunkin' Donuts. So I went in Dunkin' Donuts behind her. I waited for her daughter to come out, for her to come out the restroom. She stands online and she's ordered something. I said, Nellie, what's going on with the bill? Let me know something. She said, you know what? I'm gonna pay for the bill. She said, I'm gonna give you a call tonight. She didn't call me, I wound up calling her. She tells me she got another phone. I said, how did you get another phone under my account without my approval?
What do you mean she got another phone?
She said that she bought another phone. I don't know what phone it is.
What phone was the upgrade from the Samsung Galaxy?
I have no idea.
All right, so go on.
She said she was gonna take the phone out of my name and put it in her name. I said, that's fine, as long as you pay the bill. I have text messages saying that she said that. I said, fine, as long as you pay the bill. I let 2 weeks, a week and a half go by. She's still not answering the calls, I called her in front of the school, and I was getting into my car. I got out my car and said, Nellie, what's going on with the bill again? Are you gonna pay the bill? She didn't say anything.
Okay, what's going on? Are you paying the bill or aren't you? Because I can't keep hearing this.
I made a $200 payment.
She acknowledges that. Did you make any payments after the $200?
No.
Okay, why? Because she was trash talking about you?
Because all of our phones would end up getting cut off anyway. Let me give you some history. Like she said, my daughter and her daughter was best of friends. That's how we kind of got close. We'll go, we get something to eat, we run around, we do little stuff, like she said, shopping and stuff like that. Now, as far as the phone bill is concerned, I went into the Sprint store to get the Galaxy on my own. She wasn't even interested in getting a phone. When we got to the store and the representative explained to her that week they was doing a special and they had the Galaxy 3s for $49.99, she was like, if you get it, I'm gonna get it.
That's all right.
Let's do it.
Okay.
So the rep was like, well, if you guys are cool. Like
that's really the phrase you used?
You could just get it. And she was like, all right, you want to get it? You want to get it? No problem. We looked at the time. It was time to go get our kids from school. She was like, you know what? I'm going to go and pick the kids up. I stayed in the store, and the lady activated my line. I got a house line, which was $20 a month, and then I got my Galaxy 3.
Okay. Why didn't you pay it after the first $200?
Because when she came to me and approached me about the bill, I knew that at that time I had owed $104.99 for the bill, and I told her. I said, I will pay you for the bill. But you
didn't. Now there's a cancellation fee, so now the one something is much bigger.
Phone.
You don't have to ask. If you don't pay, I'm gonna cancel your phone. Well, that's what a person who puts a phone bill in your name and you don't pay, you've breached the contract. I now have to mitigate my damages. Otherwise, it makes sense for you to keep using the phone and not paying. Because if you didn't pay this month, you're certainly not gonna pay the next month, and you're not gonna pay the month after that. So I gotta jettison you off my phone plan so that I don't keep racking up bucks.
Exactly.
Okay, if you don't pay the bill, they're gonna cut you off.
Exactly.
Okay.
But now we had the situation that even if I did pay the bill, it was still going to get cut off because she had a 60-day past due bill. She had a bill before I even got on the account. It was 60 days past due, and I have a text message, not a text message, a picture of it, because when I went to the Sprint store to pay the bill the first time, it said $740.
$740?
$740. When I went to the Sprint store the second time after she asked me to pay the $104.99, I screenshot the screen that said...
Let me see. Do you have the phone bill? Why do you have only parts, bits and pieces of your phone bill? Because it does sound, if I see that and that's a bit and piece, you're not bringing it, kind of looks like you're hiding it.
The reason why I cannot print it out is because I switched over to T-Mobile. Now I don't no longer have Sprint. So I don't
what?
have
you just call Sprint and you get it?
Yeah, they told me that it takes 7 to 10 business days. But I did have a past due, but my past due bill has nothing to do with her.
Yeah, give me what you do have. The difference is that if you also are not paying your bill, then she doesn't eat the whole cancellation fee because you were going to get canceled anyway, and that would be your charges as well. You don't have the date on this
The
screenshot?
January 29th is that screenshot.
It's the same one.
I could.
Pay by 2/17/13, so it's already overdue then. 5488.
Yeah, there's two screenshots. One that shows that the bill, there was a 30-day past due and a 60-day past due, which was prior to me getting a phone.
Have her bring it up.
All right.
So what's the defamation of character trying to get you fired and getting you falsely arrested?
Okay, now
All right, we saw
after
the
I cut off
519 one. I need
the
the
phone because I had that cut off the phone because I used basically my phone for my job.
So you had to cut off the phone. What does that have to do with anything?
Because when I disconnected her line, my phone was never gonna get disconnected. You have to call Sprint.
Oh,
for
I
them
see what
to
you're saying.
disconnect
So
it.
when you disconnected, you only disconnected her
I
line.
only disconnected her lines. My phone was still on.
And has your phone ever been turned off?
My phone has not been turned off.
Wait a minute. Did you cancel that phone?
Yeah, I did it myself personally.
You canceled it?
Yes, I went to another
You
company.
canceled both lines.
I canceled her both lines. What I did was I just went to T-Mobile and carried my number over to T-Mobile. And I'm going to have a bill. Sprint is going to send me a bill.
You know what? This is easy. We're going to take a recess. I want to see the whole bill. I want to see if the cancellation fee has something to do. I agree with you. If you use something, you got to pay for your usage. That there's no question about. But there's more that you're suing for besides a usage. Actually, before we take a recess, I want to understand the following. You're suing for $1,000 for defamation of character,
Yes.
$1,000 for her trying to get you fired, and $1,500 for getting you falsely arrested. Tell me about the defamation of character first.
Okay. A week and a half later, she calls my job and she makes a false complaint saying that I'm not giving my patients the proper care that they need, and I'm also forging on my timesheets and other things that she said.
Did you do that?
So
No, I
what
did not
happened?
say that.
How do you think? Why do you think
what
it's her?
happened was when I went, they called me down to have a conference with me or whatever. So I came in the room, I sat down. The lady she kept in the HR office kept hitting the paper. I told the lady, I said, "Excuse me, miss." I said, I know the lady that, called and made the report. I said, me and her used to be friends, and I told her about the phone bill.
Okay, so the bottom line is, though, when you told her, I know that complainant,
Yes.
she's got an axe to grind because we have a separate problem, that was the end of it, correct?
Yes.
Okay, now tell me about the defamation of character is that same thing?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
and $1,500 for having you falsely arrested. You were arrested?
Yes.
For what?
She says that I harassed her, and she said I harassed her, so that's why they arrested me, but...
Yeah, but what? Let me see the charging documents against
Right
her.
here. I got a DAT.
Did you file a complaint against her?
Yes, I did.
For what?
For aggravated
Are your
harassment.
kids still in the same class?
Our kids were still in the same class.
And are they
that's why
still
I was
friends?
disgusted. They are still friends, even though Ms. Chantel
How old
asked
are
her
your
daughter
children?
not to speak to my child
How
and not
old
to
are your
share snacks with
children?
her.
4. They're gonna
Oh
be
my gosh.
4.
Man, you guys can't even be civil for your
I was
children's
being civil,
sake?
Judge Milian. I was being
When
civil.
were you being civil? When you
The
marched
whole
down to the
entire
police
time.
department?
No, that was my last resort.
No.
I marched down to the
Because
police
what?
department
What did she
in
do to you
April.
that made you go down and file a complaint?
Like she said earlier, I'm standing at the bus stop with my kids I'm gonna put money in the bank. She pulls up 60 miles an hour in a truck, slams on her brakes when she see me. Nelly! Boom, slam the door. Nelly, you gonna pay this bill? I said, Chantel, are you gonna talk to me? Because I'm not gonna stand out here and scream at you. I'm gonna say what I wanna say because I'm grown and you're grown. I just wanna talk about the phone bill. I said, if you wanna talk to me. She's still screaming. My daughter's standing there to the pee-pee dance. I said, you know what, wait right here, I'm gonna take her to the bathroom. She follows me in Dunkin' Donuts. Hello? Yeah. She here? No, I'm waiting for her to get out the bathroom. I wish she would. No, she gonna talk to me and she gonna pay this bill. I wish she would. I come out the bathroom. Can I talk to you? I say, you still not talking. She's screaming and she followed me a half a block to Dunkin' Donuts. Get in the car, Mariah. Now she don't want her daughter talking to my daughter, and they best friends.
Why wouldn't you just pay the $100?
It's $104.99.
Why wouldn't you just pay it?
I can tell you
minutes you
right
use.
now. I can tell you I owe the $104.99. But when I went into
the phone's gonna get
me and I
canceled,
even
and you'll
agreed.
owe, if not half, all, depending on what I see, of cancellation fees.
I didn't ask her to cancel the phone.
It doesn't matter. She's gonna cancel the phone if you
I
don't
understand
pay.
that.
But what I don't understand is you're describing something that's so unpleasant, so awful for your children to go through, and you're literally playing the angle of, you know what, you owed some money, so it's gonna get canceled anyway, so neither one of us will pay. And I'm not gonna pay my part out, I'll just keep using a free phone. What? It's been disconnected? Didn't see that coming. I mean, it's crazy. You made $100 and something problem into this magnificent $5,000. Everybody's suing each other, and it's a big fat. Oh boy, if the ladies at school were talking before, you better believe they're talking now.
You sure?
Because
right
this now, it's not just a federal case in your school and in your lives. You have now brought it to the people's court. Now it's the nation's federal case.
Yes, it is.
Nice job.
Yes, it
nice
is.
job. Your lovely little 4-year-old girls can't be friends in peace. And all this really over the $100 and something bill. And then your answer is, she's harassing me, I'm going to the cops, because she's trying to collect on her bill. So you get arrested, and what's going on with this case? Did you get a public defender?
No, I didn't need one. They just gave me an order of protection. I explained that our kids went to the same school.
So you have an order of protection against her?
She has the order of protection against me.
Do you? Oh, they served the order of protection.
Exactly, because I had to go to the court case, the court date.
Yeah, wow. All right, now you have a counterclaim against her for $5,000. Tell me about it.
That's my harassment suit. So I don't know if I should start from the beginning.
She went into the Dunkin' Donuts and asked you to pay?
Not just
and
that.
Yelled at you?
Not just that. She went into the school. This is something that has nothing to do with the school. She went into the school to the parent coordinator office and exposed this whole entire bill to 45 people, anybody that would listen. She went to my kid's classroom and spoke to parents about it. She went in front of the school and stood and waited for me and screamed, cursed, and shouted about it. The day after she got arrested, she went to the principal's office and sat down with him and gave him an hour story about it. And he sent me an email saying that she came in.
It's so simple. Just pay, if you had just paid the $100 and something, none of this.
Judge Million, we came to an agreement. I told her, go with me to the Sprint store. I'm going to pay the $104.99, and I'm going to put the phones in my name. She didn't want to do that.
Did she offer to do that?
Yes, she did. But when she did say that, we was in front of the school. I said, what time do you want to go to Sprint? She said, Saturday. I said, Saturday. What time do you want to meet me there when it opened? But when I was going to go, she texted me and she said, you know what, forget it. She's not going. I have a text message in my phone.
Let me see it. Why did you text her and say you
I wasn't going to be able to make it at that time.
I see.
I told her I was
she didn't want to do it, but you didn't show up.
I told her I wasn't going to be there when it opened. I just texted her to let her know I wasn't going to be there when it opened.
Okay. You know what?
She can show you
Honest
the text
to God,
messages.
just both of you stop. Get the bill. Court's in recess.
All rise.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. Would you put the phone of your best friend in your name? Ma'am.
No, I wouldn't.
Why?
Because it's a best friend and I don't want to ruin the best friendship.
Yeah, but the best friend is saying, I need the phone. Help me out.
No way.
You just wouldn't do it?
No chance, no.
What if the best friend said, if you don't do it, you're not my best friend anymore?
Then they're not.
Huh?
Then they're not my best friend anymore.
That's actually very good answer going inside the courtroom.
All right, so you were able to get the full statements, correct? All right, and I was able to go through them item by item. I find it quite sad and quite pathetic that two people who had a connection through your lovely, beautiful little 4-year-old girls who want to still be friends would end up allowing this to spiral into such a magnificent catastrophe. If you toma chocolate, paga lo que debe. You order a hot chocolate, you pay for the hot chocolate. She's right. I looked through everything to make sure she wasn't lying to me, and there is no cancellation on her phone. So now your $100 and something problem adds an additional $300 to it because you're supposed to have a line for a certain amount of time. And so that's why there's a cancellation fee on 2 lines because that's what you had. That's not quite the figures that you have. And I took quite some time to go through it. But having gone through all of this, what I find she owes on the phone bill is $463.36. That's what you owe on the phone bill. None of this should have gotten to the stage that it got there to, including you, because now here you are and you're facing criminal charges. I mean, could any of you imagine it was going to get like this when y'all were shopping, killing time between the dance class? I would expect you both to be better mothers than this and better role models for your kids. You have a criminal case that's still pending. You can't sue for false arrest because one of the elements of false arrest is that the case was successfully concluded in your favor. It was dropped. And you can't prove that yet because the case is still pending. I am dismissing that charge without prejudice. That means that you can bring that charge again at some future time, okay? As for your other claims for $1,000 for defamation of character and $1,000 for trying to get you fired and your harassment claim against her, oh, this is interesting. $240 cost of phone and accessories. What does that mean?
No, it wasn't $240. It was $183.66.
Right.
Because she didn't cancel the line. initially. She restricted the phone line this way. I couldn't make phone calls and I couldn't receive phone calls, which is why I was disputing what she said I owed.
Did you pay your bill?
So $104.99, no. But she reported my phone lost or stolen to the point where I can't even use it no more. It doesn't
When
serve me
did
a
you
purpose.
report it lost or stolen or restricted or whatever else? When did you
Before
do
she
that?
canceled the
After she
line.
did not pay the bill.
After she didn't pay the bill.
No,
These are
before she
all
canceled
things
the
that
line.
happen when a small problem is turned into a big problem. Yeah, that's what happens. All right, I am finding in favor, on your lawsuit against her, 0, and her lawsuit against you, I am finding in her favor in the amount of $463.36 and dismissing the false arrest count for you to bring up at a later
What
time
about
if you can in
harassment?
fact prove the elements. That's my verdict. Good luck, folks.
Thank you.
All right, so the plaintiff has collected a little bit. We'll talk to her in a moment. The defendant right here, what's your reaction to this?
I guess common sense ain't too common these days.
Can you believe this got so big between the two of you?
I couldn't believe it, and I tried to avoid it as much as I could, which is why I had to resort going to the police, because it wasn't going away. Just as time went by, it got worse.
No, you wish you just paid it and avoided all this?
No. I wish we could have been civil about it.
Okay,
Thank
very
you.
good, fair enough. All right, so step on in here. You sued for a lot, and you wind up with $463 and some cents. How do you feel about this?
I'm fine. I'm happy it's over.
Are you amazed at how this blew up into a big case for $4,000 on your side, harassment on her side, and facing criminal charges? and
Yes,
everything?
yes.
How did that happen?
This is what happens when you're nice to people.
What do you think, Harvey?
Everybody behind me is absolutely right. Never, ever, ever do this. You will not only lose your best friend, you're going to create a war. You put somebody, if they need you to put a phone in your name for them, it means there's something wrong with their finances and you are asking for trouble. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
Does it ever feel like you're a marketing professional just speaking into the void? Well, with LinkedIn ads, you can know you're reaching the right decision makers. You can even target buyers by job title, industry, company, seniority, skills. Wait, did I say job title yet? Get started today and see how you can avoid the void and reach the right buyers with LinkedIn ads. We'll even give you a $100 credit on your next campaign. Get started at linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, it's Paris. You know I love sparkly things, right? Like stars. Duh. And thanks to Hilton and AutoCamp, I just slept under them. Picture me, serving looks by the fire outside my luxurious Airstream, making s'mores with the kids, while a national park is our backdrop. The great outdoors meets Hilton hospitality. That's hot. Explore all the new ways to stay at Hilton.com. Hilton for the stay.
This is the plaintiff, Michelle Hainsworth. She says she's a second-grade teacher, and one day after school, she noticed her car door had been all scratched up. The defendant refuses to take responsibility for the actions of her son, who admitted using rocks and sticks to draw on her car. It's very sad the defendant's chosen this path instead of stepping up and doing the right thing by paying for the repairs. She's suing for $518.50, the amount she's due. These are the defendants, Lana Ralph and her son Orlando David. Lana says the plaintiff's relying on the word of another 9-year-old boy who said her son was involved. Her son denies any wrongdoing, and she believes her son. The plaintiff has no proof her boy did anything to her car, and she can't just go around placing blame on whoever she wants to and expect them to pay up. They're accused of not admitting damages.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the plaintiff, a second-grade teacher, says the defendant's son threw a rock at her car, but the parents just won't ante up. The defendant says a 9-year-old fingered her son, and it's a bum rap. It's the case of sticks and stones will get you in the People's Court.
Welcome in.
Michelle Hainsworth, you are suing Lana Ralph and Orlando David. That's your boy?
Yeah.
Okay. For $518.50, half of the estimate for repairs to your vehicle, because according to you, he and another boy trashed your car.
Yes.
What happened?
Well, on May 14th, I left work, and as I exited the building, my cousin and I walked into the car, and she said, "What happened to your car?" So I walked around the side, and I noticed that the whole entire side of my vehicle was scratched up.
What do you do there?
I teach.
What subject do you teach?
I am a special ed teacher, and I teach all subjects.
Okay. And so what did you do?
So I noticed that the car was scratched up, so I called upstairs to my assistant principal, and I told her, I said, you know, my car is totally scratched up. So she came outside, and she looked at the car, and then she said, okay, so we have to find out who did it because we have no idea. So I started questioning people who I know that sometimes are not in the class when they're supposed to be and things like that.
Okay, these kids are how old? This was a few months ago. How old is he now?
9.
Okay, go ahead.
So then I questioned the little boy, and he said,
which little boy?
Not him.
A different boy.
A different little boy. And he says that himself, Orlando, and 2 other boys were playing outside in the parking lot. And so then he said, and then they scratched up the cars. And I said, oh, okay, but I didn't tell him it was my car. So then I got Miss Phillips, the assistant principal, Miss Phillips, involved, and she questioned Orlando, and he said that he was there and that he took a rock and he scratched up the cars.
Okay, so that's in a report, right?
Yes.
From the school? Can I see it? This is your statement.
And the principal's statement.
Okay, gotcha.
Here I have a statement that was written by Orlando himself.
Oh.
And I put an asterisk on the side where he said he scratched up the cars.
Orlando, how you doing?
Good.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you about what happened that day. Are you gonna tell me the truth?
Yes.
Do you know the difference between telling the truth and telling a lie?
Yes.
If I told you I was a man, is that true?
No.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah, that
is good. Did you get in trouble at school?
Yes.
What did they get mad at you for?
For scratching up the car.
Did you scratch up the car? Tell the truth.
No.
Is your mama gonna whoop you if she finds out you say yes? Come over here. Come over here. I'm gonna just have a little chat with him over here, sidebar. Come over here.
Not many people get to go up there.
So, if you can't tell which one threw the rock, are all of the kids responsible or are none of the kids responsible?
I think all of them are responsible.
Even if somebody says, it wasn't my rock?
Absolutely, yes.
You agree with that?
I do.
Why?
Because I think if they were all there, they'd all be responsible for it, and someone should have stopped them.
So they're all kind of partners in crime?
Yes.
Got your point? Going inside the courtroom.
Come here. How old are you? Are you big or little for 9?
Little.
You're little? But you got your tie on and you look all nice? Because you came to see the judge, right? Okay, let me tell you, if there's ever a good time to tell the truth, now would be it. I just want to know the truth. Were you with the boys that scratched up the car?
Yes.
Did you scratch up too?
No, I was holding the door for them.
The door to what?
In the school.
The door to the school, and you were holding the door for them so that what could happen? So they could run back in? Okay. Did you throw anything at her car?
No.
Okay. Did you tell your principal that... Did you see this, by the way? The statement he gave the principal?
No.
Okay. I need you to see it for 2 reasons, because I'm going to read to you what it says, and then because you have to work with him on his vocabulary. Okay? Okay. First you say that Jimmy's by the door and Thomas?
Yeah.
Was scratching the cars, and me too. And Jimmy and Tyre run around. Thomas opened the door, and Jimmy said no. And after school, we went back and we scratched the cars again. And the driver, who, the bus driver? Do you mean?
No, he have a cab that picks him up and drop him off at school every day.
Did your driver see you guys?
Yeah, he came.
And did he see you guys doing up to no good?
No, he went in the auditorium.
He went in the auditorium? Did he say to you he was going to tell your mother?
Yeah.
What was he going to tell your mother? He must have seen something.
He said he's going to tell me your mother because I was not in the auditorium.
Because you were not in the auditorium. Why did you tell the principal we went back and scratched the cars again if you didn't scratch the cars? I know you scratched the cars. You want to say something to the nice lady? Are you worried you're going to get in trouble? Okay. Ms. Ralph, we have a teachable moment here. That's what we call it as parents. Right now, he wants to tell me something, but he won't tell me because he's so afraid that he's going to be in trouble with you. Can you maybe reassure him that what you want is for him to tell the truth now?
Yeah, that's what I told him at home, that I want him to tell the truth.
You believe her? Not really. Listen to me. You don't scratch people's cars, okay? She works real hard to get the money to pay for the car, okay? What's your favorite toy? You have a bike?
Xbox.
You got an Xbox? Okay. If I took your Xbox and then I took a hammer and I bashed it up, how would you feel?
Sad.
Right. Okay, so how do you think she feels when you scratch up her car? Sad. Right. You want to say you're sorry?
I'm sorry.
Go down. Go back with your mother. Thing is now, this is kind of interesting because you're also suing Ms. Ralph. And when parents, people always think that the parents are always responsible for everything their child does. They're not always responsible. There's only certain circumstances. The kids at school, when this is going on, the parent is not responsible. The child, of course, is responsible, and you also have a lawsuit against the child. I'm going to enter judgment against the child. Now, I want you to listen to me, Orlando. It's not okay, all right? It was bad. The judgment's going to be against the child. You collect as you can, and it's good for many, many years. So obviously at some point, if this boy wants to be able to do other things in his life, he doesn't want to have a judgment against him, and it'll end up getting paid. But that's how it works. So I find in your favor, Ms. Hainsworth, in the amount of the $518.50, which is half of the estimate. I guess the other boy's parent took care of their child's business. Now, Ms. Ralph, I do want you to listen very carefully to what I am telling you right now. I don't think there's any doubt in my mind. No, I know there's no doubt in my mind that he was in on it, at the least. According to what he said here, just said, what came out of his mouth, I was holding the door for them. You can put your hand down. I was holding the door for them when they ran in. I just read to you, and you're going to leave here with a copy of this, of what he told the principal, which is, we did it. Now that we know he did it, you got to figure out what you as a mother are going to do with that. Are you going to handle this in a mature fashion where there are some consequences for him? Whatever it is, whether you're punishing him, making him do extra work to help pay this off to get it out of his name, you have to think through what you're going to do now, okay? I wish you luck. Mother to mother, $518.50 verdict for the plaintiff against the son.
Okay, so let's talk to the defendants coming out here. Step on in next to me if you would. And big guy, you stand right next to Mom. And have you learned anything here today?
Yeah.
Tell us what you've learned. That it what? Is it a good idea or a bad idea to tell the truth?
Good idea.
Yeah. And how about you? What do you plan to do now with him?
Yeah, I'm going to punish him.
But you're going to use it as a teaching moment as the judge advises?
Yeah.
Right? Okay, you proud of him for telling the truth?
Yeah.
Attaboy. Okay, good job. Okay, right down this way. Step on in here and... All right, you watched that whole thing go on. What was going through your mind as you watched that?
Well, I was just thinking that she knew that he lied, and he admitted it in front of her that he did it, and she still has got him coming into court lying. It's not good for him.
Well, you think anything changed in here today?
No.
Harvey?
Real quickly, parental liability varies from state to state. In some states, a parent is only liable if the kid's action was malicious. In other states, it's enough if the kid was just negligent. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
With a major selection of the looks your kiddos love, starting at just $4 in the Walmart app, a new school year means a stylish new them. Who knew? Find skater skirts and Crocs that say, I'm casual but cool. Sparkly sneakers that say, it's my classroom, you're just learning in it. And preppy polos that say, I'm the teacher's pet, even if they're mommy's menace at home. Find their favorite styles starting at just $4 in the app. The Walmart you thought you knew is now new.
This is the plaintiff, Kenneth Cruciani. He says the defendants are his daughter's former in-laws, and he painted a room for them. Meanwhile, his daughter and the defendant's brother were getting a divorce, and somehow the defendants think that's an excuse not to pay him for his work. They've ignored all his requests for payments. He's going to lose his temper over it, so it's best he just sues them here and now for the $300 he's owed. These are the defendants, Shane and Melissa Prince. Shane says he and the plaintiff were family, and the guy painted the room and told him not to worry about it. 3 years and a divorce in the family later, he now wants to be paid for painting the room, and is just coming up with an amount out of thin air? This whole thing's absurd, and he doesn't owe the plaintiff a thing, that's for darn sure. They're accused of getting painted into a corner.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiff painted part of the defendant's home. They're his daughter's in-laws, and he says that he got stiffed. But the defendants say it was never meant to be anything but a gift, and this is just out of anger. It's the case of Hugh Stink.
Thank you, Douglas. Kenneth Cruciani?
Yes.
Okay, you are suing Shane and Melissa Prince for $300, the amount you say they owe you to paint a room that you painted years and years ago, correct?
Correct.
Tell me what happened.
Well, they had called me to paint the room. They were having a second child, and they wanted me to paint the room for him. So I went over there, and I gave him a price for the room.
What's the price you gave him?
$300.
Okay.
And I was just moving myself, in the process of moving to a house. It was going to need some work, so knowing that Shane does electrical work, I told him, don't worry about paying me when I need some work done in my house.
Did you say that right away?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then he says yes,
He
I'll
said,
do
fine,
it.
yeah, that was good with him.
Okay. And then what happened?
Well, I moved to my new house. Time went by. I didn't really have any urgent need for any electrical work, so I didn't call him. And then my daughter and his brother-in-law got a divorce.
Oh.
So it was still a while, a little more time went by, and I did have a need for some help. So I called him, and I didn't get an answer.
Oh. Better to have gotten the $300, huh? Okay, so go on.
So then I went to his house one morning, knocked on his door, asked him why he didn't return my calls, and he informed me that, well, we really no longer have anything to do with each other since Mike and Christy had divorced. And
How long had you not talked to him? Years?
Maybe a year or so.
Okay.
And I said, what happened between them has nothing to do with the agreement we made. I was doing something for you. You were supposed to do something for me. I need help.
Right.
And he said, well...
What was the help you needed?
I had some electrical problem in one of my rooms. The circuit's not working properly.
Okay, and that was going to be worth $300? Like, how do you, this is kind of like a bad idea just because you don't know how.
It's worth it to me.
Okay, worth it to you. So then what does he say? He says we don't have anything to do with each other anymore because?
Because our families have nothing to do with
Okay,
each
so
other.
let me hear, he knocks on your door a couple years later and says,
Right.
hey, why aren't you answering my calls? And why weren't you?
I didn't owe him anything. There was no reason to answer anything because no
Why
money
wouldn't
was.
you just answer his calls as a courtesy?
Because the difference in the families, I didn't want, out of respect to my brother-in-w.
Why, what happened? Was it a nasty divorce?
Because it's going through a very, very nasty divorce. I didn't want anything to do with that anymore. And since it was so long since all that stuff's been happening, I didn't want anything to do with that at all. So I just didn't answer.
Okay, had you asked him to paint the room?
Yes.
And had he quoted you a $300 price?
No money was ever discussed. Because
No amount was ever discussed?
Never. Because I've known him for 7 or 8 years now. And when we first met, not even first met, a few years ago, he asked me to help him with a computer problem. So I went there, helped him out, and then about 2.5 years ago...
Did you charge him for that?
No, because we're family.
And then 2.5 years later, you needed the room painted.
And 2.5 years ago, we're having our second child. So I asked him to paint our room. He came and did it as a favor.
Nobody ever discussed money?
No money
Did he
was
ever
ever
discuss that you would do some electrical work for him?
Well, we already were kind of becoming
Yeah,
even.
but that's not the same as actually discussing that, when I need you, you'll be there in return for me painting the room. I mean, that's an actual kind of bargain. I mean, I understand what you're saying. Sometimes family just does something for family. But it doesn't sound like that necessarily was this. It sounds like, because you're family, he figured, the day will come when I'm going to need you to do electrical work. And you say, okay, so we'll barter.
Well, what was discussed was he...
I don't blame you for not going in there because you got to answer to her.
Right.
I get it. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
I just want to know what your agreement was with him. Just tell me the truth.
What was discussed was he was going to be moving and I would help him move. No electrical work was ever discussed.
Does that sound right?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Are you an electrician?
No.
So do in-laws typically hold grudges after a nasty divorce? You guys, anybody divorced here? Okay.
Yes, I've seen it happen a lot.
Why? And they're in-laws. They don't have a dog in the fight, really.
Because they felt, their kid, their family was hurt.
What do you think?
I agree with her. I had the same situation in my divorce.
And there were grudges between the two?
Very much so, yes.
Interesting. And sad, going inside the courtroom.
Why does he think you can do electrical work?
Because I've done it in the past.
Okay. All right. So did he ever ask you to move? To help him?
No. Well, I was expecting a phone call. I never heard anything.
Was the amount 300 ever discussed?
No money was ever discussed.
Is the amount 300 fair or not really?
A 10 by 10 room.
Kind of high?
I don't know.
Okay. Was the amount 300 ever discussed?
No. It was a favor. He had done favors at his home. He came to our home and did a favor, and everything was fine. For another year after he painted this room, we were still family. We went to each other's family events. They gave me a baby gift.
What do you think precipitated the lawsuit? He really did want you to do whatever it is he was asking. He wanted you to go do the electrical work, right? And then you told him, I'm not setting foot in there because this divorce is very nasty and my brother-in-law is never going to forgive me, and more importantly, my wife won't.
Right.
That's true.
There's no way I was doing that. Yeah.
But what does he have to do with, is he a jerk?
We never had any problems with each other.
No.
Okay.
No.
So why wouldn't you just go over there and... It's not her, right? It's your brother married to his daughter.
My brother married his daughter.
Right.
Correct.
Right. But was he behind? Was he in court with her?
I don't know.
To me, I've helped him out in the past. There was no reason for me to have to now.
Enough is enough.
Now owe him.
Enough
is
is
enough.
Continue to have the time.
I had already done things for each other, and once the family unit was split, that was it.
Seemed like everything was resolved.
I would like to say that I painted at his father's house. I painted his upstairs, his whole entire house. Upstairs, basement. I painted his sister's house. I painted his brother-in-law's mother's house and got paid each and every time.
But you didn't charge this time?
I did charge. Well, I'm saying I gave him a price.
So you admit that there was a barter, but not of electrical work. You say it was for you to help him move, and that didn't happen, and that instead he asked you to do something else that you're good at, and it was just too late. Okay. What time is it, Douglas?
It's time for you to rule.
Right, and do a little what?
Rough justice.
That's right, because this is not a science, it's an art. I find in favor of the plaintiff in the amount of $150. That's my judgment. Good luck, folks.
All right, let's get some comment from the defendant coming out here. He got half of what he sued for. What do you think?
I don't think I owed him anything. So, I mean, it was no contract ever. So I don't see a reason why. It was just a verbal favor. That's it.
If you did work, would you want to get paid for it?
Not if it was family. Absolutely not.
You would agree to do work for a favor and then not expect anything?
For family, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Right down this way. Okay. All right. So step on in here. He thought you should have worked for nothing. Step on in here. And the judge said you're entitled to half of what you sued for. What do you think?
Well, I think I should have been entitled to all of it, but I'm more interested in winning the case, proving that I was
What
correct.
about family? Don't you think you should do a favor?
It works a number of different ways, People hire family to help them out financially.
Well, what would you charge us to paint this hallway?
You got money?
You got money?
You got
Harvey?
So here's something that you should always remember. If somebody owes you money, the longer you wait to ask for it, the longer you wait to make a demand, the longer you wait to document it, the harder it's going to be to make it look like it really was a loan as opposed to a gift. Document it quick.
This episode is brought to you by FX's Alien Earth, the official podcast. Each week, host Adam Rogers is joined by guests, including the show's creator, cast, and crew, in this exclusive companion podcast. They will explore story elements, deep dive into character motivations, and offer an episode-by-episode behind-the-scenes breakdown of each terrifying chapter in this new series. Search FX's Alien Earth wherever you listen to podcasts.